G'day guys. Okay, so today I am creating a layout for you guys. Now, what I'm doing, and I just thought of this during the week, I had a few people comment to me and they're new to scrapbooking and they're sort of wondering, what supplies do I need to have? So I thought I'd do a layout. We all know that I've got a Cricut. We all know that I've got all the tizzy tools under the craft room shed. But I figured what I would do is create a layout just using some basic supplies to show you that you can actually create a really nice layout that you don't even really need to buy a lot of things for. So I went to the kitchen, I pulled out a dinner plate. Now I've brought that to my craft room because, you know, that's what we all do, right? And basically what I'm trying to get you to do is when you look in your house, look at things in your house. What shape would they make? What design would they make? What, it could be a circle for a dinner plate. It could be a cookie cutter. If you don't have star stamps, you know what? Go and have a look in your cookie cutters. Your $2 bag that you bought at Kmart for the kids to create Christmas biscuits, or cookies if you're overseas. You make the candy cane biscuits and then you don't use the candy cane cookie cutter again. Crack out your paint, dip it in there, get some patterns going on some plain cardstock. The plain cardstock is usually just as cheap as the patterned, what would you call, like your pattern papers, not your individual papers, but if you buy quite often our Spotlight has sales. I'm always buying bits and pieces here and there. I never buy a full collection of anything. Although that being said, the Paige Evans Garden Shop collection paper, oh wow, that is to die for. And I may or may not be hoarding a little bit. I've got some sitting in my cart waiting to, should I check it out, should I not check it out? Because the other day, if you saw my layout, I stuffed up and I couldn't lift up one of the pieces of paper and it was one of my favorites. So I think I'm going to buy just a couple of single sheets next time I do another order. Crazy Craft Obsessions actually have, if you jump online, you can see they have the individual sheets as well as the paper pads. And believe me, there is no photos that do justice for this paper pack. It is so nice. This collection's beautiful. Now, so I decided to run with stars. Not for any reason other than in my head when I see this photo, oh, you're about to see boo-boo. You know I leave the boo-boos in. Well, this is some washi tape and it's a bit of an older washi tape, and can you see this paper, this cardstock that I've got? It's actually more of a paper than a cardstock. I bought it as a cardstock, and ready, set, rip. There it goes. The washi tape grabbed it, and look, washi's not really designed to do what I do with it, but I don't have any of the really good low-tack tape. I bought this green stuff from Crafts Online, and well, pardon my French for a second, but it's crap. It takes layers off everything. I can't use it. For me here in, okay, disclaimer, for me here in Queensland, when it's humid and hot, even though my craft room and all my supplies are not in the sun, today it's been 30 plus degrees and the humidity is off the charts. So, it's really hard to get a low-tack tape that's not going to get too sticky after a couple of months. So, yeah, I really would like to get the scrapbook.com. Anybody overseas want to send me some? Let me know. That'd be amazing, because to place an order with scrapbook.com and get it sent down under, well, I'd have to sell my firstborn child. So it costs a fortune. So unfortunately, And apparently that's the most amazing low tack tape. So, and I don't think I can get it from anywhere. So all I'm doing here is, this is tracing paper. If you don't have tracing paper in your stash at this point, I have a couple of tracing paper pads in my collection, because when I see them and they're dirt cheap, I pick them up, because this is what I use them for. I use them as though you would use vellum. So I'm creating depth, but not I'm creating texture, not depth. So that was something else I wanted to do with this layout. I want to start creating some layouts for you guys, because I'm sure I'm not the only one. We don't want to be spending money on albums when we could be spending money on product. Am I right? If you're the same, let me know below. Would you like me to continue to make some layouts that are maybe a little bit more flat, and instead of super thick and chunky? Let me know below if that's something you would like. Now, if you're an Aussie, you will know what I'm talking about when I say this. So in the $2 shops, so Dimmies, let me think, Dimmies, Bargain Central, King Kong's, I've seen these even in Spotlight. They're just the little, it's a yellow brand. It's got a yellow tab on it. It's just a little bag. I don't actually know what the brand is. I just know it's got a yellow top on it. And in that little bag you get, it's kind of like table confetti. That's what this stuff is. Now, I bought a stack of them because I thought, you know what, I love the sprinkly bits, but I don't often remember to use them. So it was only when I challenged myself a little bit this time to go, don't go to all your current brand new stuff, go to your older stuff and use something. And that's when I pulled these out and I went, I've been thinking about doing this for ages. So I just forget, because I see the next thing or the next paint or the next texture or the next bit of something. And yeah. Now with my stars, I do want to let you know that I use the Distress ink picket fence. Now it's a white pigment ink, and it's not as white on this as I thought it would be. I don't know why, but I thought it would be a lot more juicy than what it is, and I thought it would become more opaque. I still love it, don't get me wrong, still love it, but I did have to sort of change where I was going with this, because when I put these stars down, I sort of felt like my big stars got lost a little bit, and I genuinely liked the color of them. And the other thing I want to let you know as well is with the Distress ink, so it's a Tim Holtz Distress ink picket fence. You can see it off to the top there. It's in its little ink tub at the top there, top right. Because it's a pigment ink, it actually stays wetter longer. So you could, if you wanted to, I could have, and if I had thought of it, I could have sprinkled some white embossing powder on top and heated it up, and it would have worked, and it would have made it nice and bright white. That being said, I'm trying to make this particular layout something that is easily doable for anybody, no matter whether they've been scrapping like me for 20 years or if they're just looking at it going, I wonder if this is my creative outlet that I can have. I can tell you now, for your mental health, this is amazing. Paper craft is so underrated, because it's not just, while you're concentrating on your next creation and getting your next story on paper, that is a memory that your children, your husband, your wife, I know I've got a couple of guys that scrap. When you are putting your time and effort into this, you don't just have a generic photo album that you went to Kmart and purchased and slapped a couple of photos in it. You don't just have your photos on your computer or in your phone. gives you something tactile to sit down on a Saturday night with, you know, I don't drink anymore, but, you know, if you have, you know, you might want to sit down with a glass of wine, and in winter time when it's cold and you've got this, I mean, it's boiling hot here in Australia, but if, you know, you're coming to Christmas, and, you know, you might want to make it a tradition that a couple of days before Christmas, you might have some mulled wine and have a nice warm shower, get all your nice warm gear on. If you're lucky enough to have a fireplace, maybe, and pull out your scrapbooks. Have a look at what you've created over the year and look at that as an accomplishment. Because for me, when I scrap, and this is what I would love for everybody else, I want you to take away from this that it's not just here and now I'm scrapbooking and I'm just getting it down on paper, You're enjoying the tactile, you're keeping your brain occupied. You're not just sitting on social media and swiping, you know, like I'm not bagging any particular social media, and I do it too. But, you know, it gives you that opportunity to just slow down and just give yourself the day to create one page. You know, you might only have a couple of hours because the kids are at school or whatever. You've got a couple of hours up your sleeve, or, you know, you might be a grandparent and you've got a little bit of time up your sleeve. I just want everyone to slow down a little bit. We're about to head into the silly season. So, you know, just give it a go. Trust me, it's really, really good for the soul. Now, I'm running around the very outside edge. I know I put picket fence around the edge, but it didn't pop enough for me. So I'm running around with my metallic silver POSCA pen in the 0.7mm, and it just gave it that better border. So that's it, guys. That's my page. Lovely smile. So I hope you enjoyed it. And the other thing that I do want to mention, this is my time to do my shameless plug. I am absolutely wrapped with where everything's going with my channel. I'm so happy that you guys are engaging with me as often as you are. And if you want to communicate with me and see the close-up photos, they're all over on my Facebook group, which the link is in the description. Please, if you're one of those people that are watching and you haven't subscribed yet, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it shows the algorithm that I'm a scrapbooker, and it will then share my channel with other people that are searching for scrapbooking. So thank you so much for watching, and I will be chitty-chatting to you again real soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Chat soon. Bye for now.